What was the primary cause of the Black Death in the 14th century? The Black Death, one of the deadliest pandemics in human history, ravaged Europe in the 14th century. It's estimated to have wiped out between 75 million to 200 million people, which was a significant portion of the European population at the time. The primary cause of the Black Death can be attributed to the Bacterium Yersinia pestis, specifically the bubonic and pneumonic forms of the disease, which were transmitted by fleas and respiratory droplets. Here is a detailed breakdown of the primary causes and factors that contributed to the Black Death. 1. Bacterium Yersinia pestis. Yersinia pestis is a highly infectious bacterium that causes the bubonic, septicemic, and pneumonic forms of plague. The Black Death was mainly caused by the bubonic and pneumonic forms. This bacterium is believed to have originated in rodents, particularly black rats, and their fleas served as vectors that transmitted the disease to humans. 2. Transmission through fleas. Fleas, which infested rats, were the primary vectors for transmitting the bubonic form of the plague to humans. When an infected flea bit a human, it transmitted the bacteria into the person's bloodstream, leading to the onset of the disease. Infected rats, which were abundant in European cities during the 14th century, facilitated the rapid spread of fleas carrying Yersinia pestis. 3. Transmission through respiratory droplets. The pneumonic form of the plague, although less common, was deadlier because it was directly transmitted through respiratory droplets. When an infected person coughed or sneezed, they released Yersinia pestis into the air, making it highly contagious to others in close proximity. This form of transmission allowed the disease to spread rapidly within households and communities. 4. Poor sanitation and overcrowding. Medieval European cities were characterized by poor sanitation, overcrowding, and limited hygiene practices. These conditions created an ideal environment for the proliferation of rats and their fleas. Additionally, the close living quarters and lack of sanitation facilitated the human-to-human transmission of the pneumonic form of the plague. 5. Global trade and migration. The 14th century was a period of increased global trade and migration. This facilitated the rapid spread of the Black Death from its likely origin in Central Asia through trade routes into Europe. Infected rats and fleas on merchant ships played a significant role in carrying the disease to new regions. 6. Lack of medical understanding. In the 14th century, medical knowledge and understanding of diseases were limited. Physicians and scholars of the time had little knowledge of bacteria or the modes of transmission of the plague. Consequently, they were ill-equipped to provide effective treatments or preventive measures. 7. Social and psychological impact. The Black Death had a profound social and psychological impact on medieval Europe. Fear and paranoia spread along with the disease, leading to scapegoating and persecution of minority groups, such as Jews and lepers. People turned to religion for answers, and some engaged in flagellant rituals in an attempt to appease a perceived divine wrath. In conclusion, the primary cause of the Black Death in the 14th century was the Bacterium Yersinia pestis, with its bubonic and pneumonic forms transmitted by fleas and respiratory droplets. However, the rapid spread and devastating impact of the disease were exacerbated by factors such as poor sanitation, overcrowding, global trade, and limited medical understanding at the time. The Black Death left an indelible mark on European history, reshaping societies and economies for generations to come.